we have about 5 minutes left before we want to finish here, and just wondering, curious, do we have any people from the health sector in the audience, or are we all water and sanitation people? See, this is where the problem starts. We don't have enough intersectoral collaboration here. That was nice at Africa last year in Kigali. There was lots of health practitioners, sanitation people, engineers, water, everyone together. But maybe somebody wants to make a comment on the recommendations anyway. The microphone is coming. The lady here at the front. Perhaps you can tell us which country you're from.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everybody. My name is Fatima Bashir Al-Tayyib. I'm from Sudan, Ahfad University for Women. I'm a university lecturer. Actually, I'd like to give a comment that one of the reasons for diarrhea in my own country is bottle feeding instead of breastfeeding. And this nowadays is increasing because of the working mothers and mothers who are students as well, university students for example, and working mothers. So they use a bottle to feed their children after maybe just few months of breastfeeding. Thank you.
Thank you for that important comment. Big problem if breastfeeding is replaced by bottled milk. That's an important point. Over there, and then over there, and then we also have to finish soon because the next session is supposed to start.
Oui, moi c'est Dr Baba Benjamin, je suis du ministère de la Santé de la RDC, je suis le responsable de l'hygiène. Je remercie Madame Stéphanie Girls parce qu'au fait, son intervention est allée pratiquement toucher le plus profond de notre préoccupation. Nous savons que la RDC est le pays qui est pratiquement au carrefour, mais qui aujourd'hui est confronté à une épidémie de choléra. Donc en fait, c'est une maladie d'arrêt et ça touche pratiquement cette province sur 11. Et au fait, à la partie est où le choléra est endémique, dans la province du Katanga, dans l'est, dans les Kivu, mais actuellement, nous avons le choléra qui est pratiquement dans la partie ouest, Kinshasa et les Congo, et ça constitue une préoccupation pour nous et pour eux. Et parmi les causes préoccupantes, comme elle a dit, il y a évidemment pratiquement à la base. Vraiment, je remercie Madame Stéphanie pour cette intervention. C'est une préoccupation qu'il faudrait vraiment prendre en compte. Merci beaucoup.
Congratulating Stephanie for the presentation that she did. Certainly that this is very important, what you presented. And in this country, actually, this is, there are several cities, states which are affected by endemic diarrhea. Cholera is endemic in many regions. So some of the recommendations we think these are really the ones that government should be implementing. So that's a quick summary for myself. You got the food translation.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your comment. I just wanted to mention that a lot more children die from regular old diarrhea than people die from cholera. I think the thing about cholera is it's scary because big people die very quickly. So while it's horrible to have cholera anywhere, it is an opportunity to try to push these the behavior change, the hardware, the behavior change, and the enabling environment that will result in, reduced diarrheal transmission of any kind.
Yeah, thanks also for the translation. Right, it's good to have bilingual people, And there was a lady there had a question, or somebody.
Yeah, I have the mic.
Okay, first you and then...
Thank you. I want to thank Arno, especially for allowing this kind of a session to take place. Since we came into this meeting, we have talked about of hardware issues. And software issues is like they are not, nobody has been taking them very seriously. So one thing I want to comment on the presentation by Rochelle. I think what we are lacking in our various countries is that we don't have very clear systems in place and frameworks for supporting issues of hygiene promotion. In most cases, it's like taken for granted because maybe we have some issues of packaging, hygiene promotion, and I think countries should be properly supported to come out with very clear systems in support of hygiene. I recall, yes, in Kenya, we have what we call Intersectoral committee, and we have a technical work group specifically for hygiene promotion. But sometimes I find even that committee is sometimes lost in terms of really packaging what is required in terms of promoting behavior change for hygiene. And the issue of sanitary pads, sanitary towels is a very key issue. And in Kenya, we've taken it very seriously, such that the Ministry of Education has allocated resources in support of the same. But the study of exactly minimal is not reaching all the children. So I think this message should we should advocate for African countries to advocate for the same, because it really affecting the culture in this region.
Thank you. It was more of a comment.
One comment. I found when I was working in disaster response that everybody said, oh, there should be more coordination, but nobody really wanted to be coordinated. They wanted everybody else to do what they were doing. I think it's kind of the same thing with hygiene, with behavior change messages. You know, we want them to be harmonized, we want them to be standardized. On the other hand, because of the diversity in many of the countries, they need to be customized to local situations. So yeah, it's a fine line to get the maximum, to sort of optimize the standardization and the customization of the messages.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that this report is at the moment being translated into French, and it will be available on that link, or if you give me your email addresses, I can email it to you, or send you copies when it's ready.
Hi, my name is Claire, I'm from Rochelle, based in Sierra Leone. One of the things I was quite interested in the work that Rochelle was talking about was how well were the behaviours sustained 2, 3, 4 years down the track, and has it gotten that far? One of the things we've noticed from our own program work is that people may know the messages, they may have water, they may have soap, that doesn't necessarily mean the behaviour change is sustained. And the second thing is looking at the likes of CLTS, which is something the Sierra Leone government has really embraced and is making a nationwide policy, which is fantastic. You get to 2, 3, 4 years down the track, and the locally, built toilets are starting to crumble. People are desiring something more, and they can get quite discouraged if there isn't an advancement there to be had. A sense of progression beyond after they've done the walk of shame and learned to identify with that. So some reflections on that would be useful.
All right, thank you. So for the sustainability, yes, we are still figuring out. But what we know is that it's definitely a process, and since they're only making incremental improvements typically, it's not like you're done when they do that first step. And so the promotion, the motivation, the using all channels needs to continue. They're seeing this now in this generation of mothers after the groundbreaking, child-saving intervention of oral rehydration salts and oral rehydration therapy, and now there's a new generation of moms and they don't know about it. And that's why use is typically so low. So that's a lesson for us in the water sanitation hygiene sector, that it's not like we're going to be done. We already know that with respect to the MDGs, that even when we meet those, there's still a lot of people unserved. But so yeah, it's a long-term thing. And I forgot what your second thought was. Yeah, so we've got research ongoing with respect to that as well, because clearly this phasing is important. So CLTS is about creating demand for sanitation in populations where demand is low. On the other hand, once you have demand, you need to come in with some supply side interventions, and not just USAID, but UNICEF and WSP and others are working on the supply side as well, how to stimulate private sector engagement in that, and also when should that happen, so that it doesn't overwhelm, so that the people with the fewest resources have a chance to make some investment before they come in with this wide range of options, and then people with more resources just build a nice one and then everything stalls. So the point is to get everyone using some kind of sanitation. Okay, I'm getting the word here.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately I have to cut off the discussion, but the thing is we don't have to stop discussing. We can continue on various ways. For example, Susanna runs an open discussion forum where there is a section on menstrual hygiene management, on hygiene, on reuse, all these topics. So if you have reasonable internet access, then this would be a place to discuss things online. And also tonight there is another side event by Susanna, which will focus on capacity development. It's one floor up over there. There is some food there, some snacks and drinks, no alcohol though. And we will start at 6 o'clock. And hopefully it won't take too long, so you can still go to the reception of USAID, which is also tonight, and which is competing with our side event. And now I would just like to basically thank all the presenters here, and thank the audience for this lively discussion, and also thank Peter Rees, who has given us the opportunity for this session in his theme. And then I have one announcement to make, which has been made earlier already. Please note that technical tour to Delta Barracks will be on Saturday. Bus will move from City Stars Hotel at 8 a.m. Technical tours to El Cabal, wastewater treatment plants have been cancelled. I think you have heard it before. So thanks very much, and come back to the rest of the session, which will start in 5 minutes? 10 minutes? Yeah, so be back in 10 minutes for the... Yeah, take your coffee, something to eat, and see you back there.